with your host, Anya and
Fancy.
hey, y'all. Hey. So, tonight we have a great speaker. She's going to be talking about small business fraud, things you should be looking for as a small business, fraud to your company. She comes with a extensive background. We're going to let her talk about her bio when she comes in. But as always, we will discuss some topics that are affecting our community. The first topic is the Amedeo case. This is for those who aren't knowledgeable about who he is and what happened. He was a random black man just running. Oh, and Sharona. Hey, Sharona. He was just a random black man taking a job when two white men came out and shot and killed him. And it looked to be for no reason because the video actually came out today. And it just showed him running and he was going on the side to get out of the street, look like. And then all of a sudden you hear shots and you see him fighting with one of the men. So our condolences to his family and his friends. Justice for Amedeo. When would this end? Like, how are you that bold to shoot a man in broad daylight? And then it makes me wonder, the person that videotaped it, was he videotaping it for them? Or was he videotaping it because he seen something about to go down? Fancy, your thoughts?
Okay, so since this was a kind of fairly new story for me, from just to go off of the last thing that you said about the person that recorded it, from the video that I saw, it looks more like the person is just kind of drove up on the situation. Although now as I'm thinking about it, I don't know why they had their phone out, but I know a lot of people, drive and be doing recording videos at the same time. But that video was just really like from just to go off of the last thing that you said. Is that mine?
Sorry.
Okay.
That was me. I was trying to share the video, and then all of a sudden it started talking, and my thing is on low. So I'm like, what is going on?
It's fine. But when you said so I'm like, okay, maybe that isn't her, maybe that's me. Okay. But what I was saying is just that basically when I saw the video, it was really disturbing. For one, I had been seeing the headline and the guy's photo, Arbery's photo online, not really reading the story. And then when I read just to see the video, and then I started doing the backstory, reading the backstory, whatever. And according to the article, it was like that the two gentlemen that we see in the video with the guns, one was a former police officer and the other one was his son. And so they're saying that they thought that he was involved in like some break-ins in their neighborhood, which of course and if you look at that video, just the way when they step off to the side, because I know you said that you heard the shots, which we couldn't. Then it almost seemed like when they even came back out, I don't think they were still shooting then, but like he maybe shot the gun again or something, because it was, you really see Arbery fighting for his life with this man and this gun, you can clearly see that. And then he just falls over basically. So that was I don't know. It's just so such a crazy world that we live in, but also just so sad and a disregard for human life. I don't know how initially they came about each other, but I just, that just seems like it escalated really quickly without any type of conversation or anything, yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Hopefully they are found guilty. And I don't know if they still have the death sentence in Georgia, but to me, they seem like some good candidates for it, to be honest.
I totally agree. And it did escalate very fast. That's why I don't feel like it's what they say it was. He was just randomly jogging. And to me, it felt like they knew that he was going to be there at that point, at that time. Oh, that's what it looked like to me, because they was sitting, to what I seen in the video, and I could be wrong. Y'all chime in and let me know. It looked like they were just parked, and then when he went around the side, he started fighting, and they moved over to the other side of the truck. That's what it looked like to me. So,
I'm sorry. Now that you say that, now it does kind of seem like that, there could very well have been the case, because I was just looking at, like, I remember seeing the guy's windshield and stuff. So, like the wipers or something. So I was just kind of thinking, okay, apparently he's just driving up on this and it had already started, but I really didn't even know what to expect. And since it was so early on in the video, but again, that's just how things played out to us. So,
right. Well, on a better note, President and First Lady Barack and Michelle Obama has announced commencement speech for the entire class of 2020. Show Me Your Walk, HBC edition, Saturday, May 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Graduate Together High School Class of 2020 commencement, Saturday, May 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is graduatetogether2020.com. Dear Class of 2020 commencement address, Saturday, June 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is yt.be/Dear Class of 2020. Fancy and I was trying to figure out what I was trying to figure out, and Fancy was trying to help me. I think one is for high school and one is for college. Dear Class of 2020, I'm thinking it's for college. I mean, you could go to either one, but I really think this is really good. I've seen some people calling for this, asking for President Obama to give the commencement speech. I think it is very honorable. I love him. I love him for this. I thought it was an awesome idea. Fancy.
Yeah, I really think it's a great idea. And yeah, there were a lot of calls for it. And also, just kind of with what you said about like trying to figure out if they were for high schoolers or college graduates. One thing that I did see is that YouTube is also like doing their own version of things. And for their events, it's going to be called the Dear Class of 2020. So I noticed, I don't know if like from what you're describing, that all of that is a part of the Show Me Your Walk, right? Or just when you say the two different, like the two different categories, are all of those?
Show Me Your Walk doesn't have a link, so I'm not really sure what that is, and it says HBC edition.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't know what that one will entitle. He just had him. The post was on President Obama's page, and it had him giving an address to someone, to some college, and then the next post was actually the post showing the different dates and things.
Okay. Well, either way, they have multiple events going on, and I think that's a great way to still try to honor those seniors. Especially since most of the graduations have been canceled or they're not taking place physically. So I think that's really also, that's just the Obamas, in comparison, because I hadn't heard anybody else mention anything else to recognize the seniors. Not to mention how a lot of those students that are over the age of 17, and then between another age, or however it works, but like, that right now in the news they were talking about how a lot of the students did not receive a stimulus check if they're over the age of 17. And then I guess like maybe if they aren't able to claim themselves or whatever on a tax return. Mm-hmm. It was really crazy. But at the end of the day, the fact that they're already kind of being shut out of the workforce because a lot of people are staying in it longer. It's just so many reasons why they just need that little special moment. I wish that it was that, that they could actually do something more to meet him in person or something. I know that would be even more, more exciting, but that's still a great idea.
Yeah, maybe he can send them like a card, like every school, I guess. I don't know how they can operate that, but each, like someone in each city, then each state, kind of collaborate all the seniors' names, maybe. Mm-hmm. In a special thing, because I know he did like for volunteerism, the president he sent out different awards, like a volunteer award. Mm-hmm. And I received one and I felt honored. Our current president, I didn't care too much about getting something from him, so I don't know if it may have gotten lost in the mail, but I'm excited about this and I plan on watching. But I think, you know, with graduations, it's the walk across the stage. Because who wants to really sit in a graduation, listen to all these people talk, have your own, I mean, I have my own side conversations, maybe I'm wrong, but that's me. I feel like, yeah, I'm good. Just let me know when they're walking across the stage, because that's the best part. That is the best part ever. So
yeah. But I don't even know if I really care for the walk. Just give me the paper. You know, like I don't, because I remember just for mine, like I was really nervous. So yeah, each time. So I just want the paper. I don't even too much care for the walk. And I guess like the celebrations afterwards. But with what you were saying, I think that possibly they could do something like with a copy of his signature or something. You know, just throwing ideas out there since you said that, and maybe just the schools, like you said, handle it. But as long as they have a little signature and it's like, you know, it's from Obama or something. So.
right.
Okay.
All right. Next, the Savage remix. Let me tell y'all something. If you follow me, you see me and my niece do the remix. Hey, she told me, not the remix, the first dance. She told me I wasn't going to get it in one day. I got it in one day. I almost killed myself, but I got it in one day. I was so out of breath. I was like, okay, this is just too much. Trying to, and I said, how do I look? She said, like a grown woman trying to do a kid dance. That's what she said. That's not how I wanted to look. I wanted to look like I was doing it. But hey, whatever works. We've since done another. I love it. The Savage remix is everything to me. We have Meg Thee Stallion and Beyonce rapping. One of my friends was like, yeah, Meg took out her pen to help Beyonce. I was like, Beyonce has Jay. Why wouldn't she utilize that weapon? Because I'm a Jay fan. Why wouldn't she utilize that weapon? But it's a host of different writers that's taking the credit for that song. I loved it. I thought it was real classy. Some people had problems with her shouting out OnlyFans. If you don't know what OnlyFans is where some young ladies, or I don't know if it's men, but I know it's more women, do pornographic things and people pay to watch, view their videos. So what? You biting your lip? What's wrong?
No, well, I don't think that's all OnlyFans is, because I've even heard that like trainers and stuff around there. Actually, I was thinking of getting an OnlyFans account, like for male counseling and really male counseling. But I was like, hey, y'all can pay me through it though. So I'm just saying. And actually, I know because I did go check it out. My brother suggested it for me, so I don't really think I don't really think that he would just be trying to send me to OnlyFans, just for solely like if it was just solely for that. But yeah, I just wanted to note that because I know a lot of people, but people are always gonna complain about anything though. So
okay, it's a way. It says sign up. Of course, I just had to pull it up just so we know what OnlyFans is. I know a lot of people say it's for pornographic reasons or whatever. But it says it's a way for you to make money. So I guess you'll have
do it just say a way for you to make money? Because even if you just say it like that, now people will still
sign up to make money and interact with your fans. That's what it says. OnlyFans, sign up to make money and interact with your fans. So yeah, there is a new dance. There's a new dance with a new remix for Savage, and I plan on learning it, and I'm gonna do it. Watch me. Stay tuned, Lady LADI.CEO, because I'm gonna post it there. But I thought it was really fun. I like the song. What did you think about the song? Did you hear it?
Yeah, I actually did hear the song. I like the song. I was actually I like the song, but I guess I was so into the first version that like now I'm just hearing the second version. I have really had to listen to it multiple times, and I was still just trying to catch what all Beyonce was saying, like that was different or whatever. But I do like the song. I was even more so though touched by like Meg's excitement. When they released it, like that's what touched me the most, I think.
You can't help but to like Meg.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. You can't help but to like Meg. And I feel like Meg is just like Cardi, remember when I did the thing about how I love Cardi or whatever. I think it was 5 things you can learn from Cardi. There's some things that you can learn from Meg, and one of them is to have that genuine excitement about life and about things. If you look at her Instagram, she don't have no mess. She always looks like she's having fun, and she's a 20-something having a good time and enjoying her life, and I love it. Meg is one of those people that I say Cardi is like for prim and proper women, professional women. I can't get out here and just be like, I'm a savage. But I'm goofy. I feel like I'm sexy. I'm sassy. I'm all these different things that she call out in that. And I can appreciate the song. I told my niece one day, I was like, yeah, because I'm a savage girl, Don't mind me. But seriously, I really, really, really like the song. So, and I like the fact that Beyonce jumped on it. Houston, stand up.
Yeah, that's what I was
stand up. I claim Texas sometimes. Y'all know I'm from New Orleans. I don't play like that. So yeah. All right, on to our last situation, our last topic. Air Jordan 5 fire red tennis shoes released over the weekend, and there has been a picture floating around from Greenboro, I want to say.
Greenboro?
Yeah, mall in Atlanta, where they had a lot of Black people standing outside waiting for their shoes, and it has become a lot of criticism. People are like, this is where their stimulus check went. How could they be outside? How could they be so careless? My take was, if it is where their stimulus check went, that's where their stimulus check went. I'm going to buy what I want to buy. I ain't going to tell you that I haven't bought some things, but I wouldn't be standing out in there under these circumstances. First of all, I'm not standing outside nobody's store for nothing. There's no reason that I'm going to stand outside someone's store. That's one. Number two, not for no tennis shoes, and not without a mask on, especially not without protection. So a lot of people had some criticism for that picture. Fancy.
Yeah, I'm not standing outside anybody's store. I've never bought any Jordans, so I've never, I don't really know what the excitement is like exactly. If that is, I agree, if that is what they did with their stimulus money, then that's them. I did, of course. It did cross my mind, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, I'm just like, my main thing is that looks like a health hazard or a health risk, just being around that many people. It's definitely not practicing social distancing, and I don't think those shoes are worth dying over. And that's about it. But can I just know? I don't know if anybody has been watching The Last Dance on ESPN. And there was a scene like in episode 4 or 5. I mean, it's totally off topic, but it is about Michael Jordan. And he's sitting in like the locker room and he's laughing at something. His back is up against the wall. Y'all, you can see almost every muscle in his like perfectly sculpted body. I'm just like, back then, Jordan from I guess that was the 98 season. I was just really impressed. So I just wanted to know if I was the only person that saw that, because I was just like, oh my God, like he just really looked like he was chiseled. And I never really saw Michael Jordan in that way before. But yeah. I'm not standing in line for the shoes because he looked that good, but I was just really impressed with it.
Sharona said you got to get them when they come out by any means necessary. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. My apologies. I sent the email to her and said the link is below, and then she emailed back. That's why I was looking down to see if she had, because she wasn't here yet, our guest. And she said, there's no link. So I just resent her the link. So she should be coming on.
Okay.
That was my fault. I take that blame. But speaking of The Last Dance, I only seen episodes 1 and 2. I was home for it. 3, 4, and I think 5 and 6 have come on. I'm gonna try to catch it. ESPN, I don't have a DVR anymore. So I have to catch it on my Fire Stick whenever it comes on and make sure I'm in the right room. You never had this because I shop at kids. Yeah, that's when you have little feet. I have big feet. I never understood why it has to be the day that it comes out. Like, is it just you can be like, aha, I got these shoes. Is that why?
Well, otherwise, it seems like from what Sharona's saying, they're not going to get them.
Oh.
Like, like they're going to sell out from, if I'm understanding her correctly. And actually, in the article about, like, they had the picture, they were saying that maybe they sold out online.
Yeah, they did say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, for some purposes, yeah. Oh, and Skypers buy them too, and they resell them.
Oh.
People resell them shoes now.
Initially, I thought you were saying Skype. I don't know. My mind was thinking about the Zoom prank calls.
I did say Skype. Skyping them. Is that not how you say it? What's the word?
I think it's scalp or something.
Okay, scalp, Skype, whatever.
No, I mean, obviously neither one of us know. So I mean, as well, we're not, hawking shoes or how you say it. But I just, when you said Skype, it really threw me, and I was just thinking Zoom. It's 1,000 headlines about Zoom going on right now. So,
what's going on with
Zoom? Like they're being hacked or something, kind of like they're Black people getting disturbing messages. I'm not exactly certain how they're getting into the calls, but it was just it's an article up on the Swagger site, and plus like some other stuff that's been going on. I guess like they're selling the numbers and stuff. But I do see Tammie trying to come in, but I don't see Tammie. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you see us? Yeah, tonight's episode is this is the first episode of the month.
This is the first episode.
It seems like about the last, but she left out.
I'm watching my phone to see if she's messaging. So what did y'all do this weekend? While we wait, you're trying to think. She just sent me a message. She said, I can see you and hear you. Okay, come back in. Anything interesting going on? I'm right now listening to, she says she's in.
I'm not seeing her anymore. We've lost her. She was in, but we've lost her.
I'm actually listening to Common's book at the moment. I'm listening to Common's book. I know it's quarantine, but I'm just saying you could have barbecued. You could have did anything, Sharona. I'm listening to Common's book. I finished my favorite book. I always cry at the end. At the beginning, I always forget what's gonna happen, and then I cry at the end. Like I just lost my best friend, and my favorite book is named Better Than I Know Myself.
Better
Than I Know Myself.
Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm currently reading This Will Be My Undoing. So, and I'm also about to be bringing Tammie in for her to join.
All right.
Hey, I'm in.
It happens. And as she said, most of the time it's our first episode of the month for whatever reason.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm here now. Hey ladies. How are you?
We're good. Thank you for joining us on Theories and Thoughts. I'm Anya, and that's Fancy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see my finger. Welcome, Tammie. Tell our audience a little bit about yourself. Please give us your bio. We think that it sounds better coming from you.
Okay, sure, no problem. So I'm Tammie. I am a 6-year career former IRS agent. I worked for the IRS as a auditor in the small business self-employed sector. Probably the best job I've ever had. I currently work also in a government capacity as a forensic accountant. I've been in this position for the past 5 years. So both government, both accounting, both money. I just moved to the left a little bit to find out a little bit more on how, what happens after an audit doesn't go all right and it goes wrong for the individual. So I do a lot of forensic accounting, financial investigations within small businesses.
That sounds scary.
Everybody keeps saying that. No, it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you have your stuff together, it's not scary. It's not scary at all. Just have your stuff together. Know what you're talking about. Be on point, and we can get through any investigation successfully without any, jail time. So yeah, just do the right thing. Do the right thing. That's all.
So today's episode is called "Don't Get Caught Up." We seem to be doing this. I'm like looking at her like, you gonna say something? It's called "Don't Get Caught Up." So small businesses, this is for you to avoid getting caught up in the IRS thing. So Fancy, you had a question?
Well, I was just kind of gonna jump right into things because actually the fact that not only do you handle basically like the fraud side of things, but you also mentioned being, like what happens after an audit. So actually, I kind of would like to start there if that's okay, because I didn't realize initially that, that was also a part of what you did. And I think that just kind of like maybe we should kind of start with the audit, because with the audit, would that also apply to just, I guess you say, not the business owners, but regular people as well that file taxes?
Absolutely. Audits apply to anybody, large business, small business, individuals. Again, I was with the IRS for 6 years and I did audits. I was an auditor for them in the small business sector. But, if you are not separating yourself from your small business, then it is then an individual audit. You know what I mean? So you can have a business and just be a sole proprietor without the EIN, without the LLC, without C Corp, S Corp, partnership, estate, trust, all that other good stuff, and just be a sole proprietor. And it is then an individual audit. Where do you want to start in regards to that?
Well, for one, like what typically, I guess is, I know audits are typically random, right?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes.
Okay. So see, there's the sometimes part that we can start right there, because I know we're still like, in the middle of tax season and people still have other questions going on as well. I know, well, because it's been extended, right? The tax season has been extended to July the 15th.
To July 15th, right. So audits, for the most part, are by random. You can get audited because your ratios are off, meaning that you are a small business owner and you have a certain amount of expenses that doesn't fit in the ratio for your business type. So an audit letter can go out because it can throw our system off, give a red sign that, hey, this person's ratio is way off. Maybe we just need to look into it. Audits can also very much so be by random. And there's also a such thing called related return audits. So if your business partner, say you have a partnership, you get that K1 and it flows through to your individual return and your business partner gets audited, the IRS can very well go and look into your tax returns as well and conduct an audit on you just to see if the same, stuff is going on with your return. It also can, be spouses. So you guys file separately and your husband gets audited and he has something going on and there was an adjustment made via his return. I can now go and look at the wife's return as well, just to see what's going on. So there's related returns, there's random, and there's the ratio, diff score is what most people call it. And that can be off, and that can also cause an audit or trigger an audit. So there's different ways of.
Okay. And I'm sorry, toward the end, you started going out. Say something else for us, Tammie, just to make certain that your audio is still going to be well before we go on to the next thing.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah, clearly. Got you. Okay. So what should one do? And no, oftentimes most people panic, but what would be the first step as far as if you should be audited, or you receive that notification? Then what are some things that we should begin to get in together, or, who should we contact, things like that?
Well, first, look at the audit letter. See if it is an audit letter, because some people get the letter from the IRS. They go, oh my God, don't know what to do. They try to avoid it. Let's just see if it's an audit letter first. So let's see who the contact person is. Let's see what they're looking at, because they will give you very specific items that they're looking at on your return. So you want to make sure that you know what the letter says. So if you get a letter from the IRS, you think it's an audit, open it, read it. you want to look at what they're asking for. Go to your return, pull out your return, look at what they're asking for. If they're asking for gross receipts, check your gross receipts. If they're asking for any type of expense, check the expense. Make sure that it looks right to you, because it's far too often that we have taxpayers that drop off their information to their tax preparer, and then their tax preparer just prepares a return. They don't know what's going on in that return. The return gets sent, they get an audit letter, the numbers don't look right. These aren't the numbers I submitted to my tax preparer. What's going on? What's going on? You always want to check your numbers before you send off that return, because as soon as it's sent off, as soon as you sign that little piece of paper that he slips in front of you, he or she slips in front of you, it's your responsibility. It's taking him out of the picture. It's now your responsibility. So you want to check your numbers on your return. If the numbers don't look right, call your preparer immediately and tell him or her, hey, this is what's going on. I got this audit letter. What's the deal? Ask them how they're helping you. Ask them what do they do? What type of service do they provide to help you through the audit? Unfortunately, a lot of cases, the tax preparers either don't help at all or are going to charge you extra to help. Go back to your receipts. Go back to your books and records, because you as the business owner should have a copy of your books and records. You should know what's going on in your business, because this is your business. I always tell everybody, be hands-on in your business. Your accountant should be your best friend. Become friends with your accountant. Have discovery calls, monthly discovery calls, bi-weekly discovery calls to know what's going on in your business. Don't just give it all to your accountant and you have no idea what's happening. That's what occupational fraud, financial fraud comes into play, when you don't have your hands in your own business. So
right.
Start speaking to your accountant and find out what's going on. You want to call. You want to call whatever name, number that is on that letter from the IRS. Most times, it could be a correspondence audit where they'll just tell you to mail or fax items into them. Sometimes it is an in-office audit where you actually have to go into the office and meet with an auditor. Other times, it's a field audit, which is my position, where I would actually come out to your place of business and conduct the audit. I come to your place of business, whether it be in your home, I would go to your accountant's office. Either way, I need to see that you have an actual place of business, and I need to see these items. If you have inventory, if you have computers that you're deducting, I need to see all of that. So you want to definitely look at the letter, read it thoroughly, see if the letter looks right, the numbers look right compared to what you have. Contact your accountant, make the phone call to the IRS to set up your meeting with them, your time with them, to make sure that you know, or they know, that you are actively working. You do not want to wait till the last day. Far too many people wait till that last day because they think they're buying time. No, you're really upsetting the auditor. Because people have to realize you are a number of many. I mean, we have had 1 million audits going on at one time. We can have up to 36 audits on our desk. So if I have 36 audits on my desk and I have a time frame in which things need to get done, don't call me the last day and ask me for time. Now we got a problem. We're starting off wrong. If you want to call me maybe 5 days before and say, hey, I got your letter, I'm not ignoring you, I just need time, we could talk. Don't call me the day of, 2 days after. We're going to have a problem. It was not the start of a good relationship.
Listen, okay. Now, let me speak to that. I've been audited before as an individual. This was before I had a business. Mm-hmm. And the tax preparer was like, you're on your own. There was and it was his mistake. It was something that he did, but you cannot. So you have to be careful with the people that you choose. I have a CPA that I use, and he is A1. You know, he looks through everything. He makes sure that everything is good. So be careful of who you're allowing to do your
Absolutely. You want to develop a relationship with your accountant. That is so important. To speak to your accountant once a month, be hands-on in your business, know what's going on, because your accountant knows what's going on with you. Because if, believe it or not, your bank statement is your life. It tells a story. I know my clients better than they know themselves. I know that they have a coffee at Starbucks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and sometimes in the in-between. Like, I know what's going on. I know what you're picking up your kid from Wednesday from karate practice, and you're taking them to McDonald's and getting the number 4 because the price is always the same. Your accountant knows you better than you probably know yourself. So it is in your best interest to be one with your accountant. And this way, you know, there's no funny business. They don't go missing. You know what to expect from them, and they know what to expect from you. If you're going to give me a phone call, hey, I need these numbers, I know that I can't wait till the end of the month when you're supposed to pay me to wait to get your work done, because you might call me at any time. So I need to be actively working on your account. So having a relationship with your accountant is so important. So important. And having your hands in your own business to know what's going on, that nothing comes as a surprise to you, is very important. Do not just drop off documentation and say, hey, see you on the 15th for my return. Absolutely not. We gotta talk, we gotta be friends, we gotta know what's going on.
Right. So now, actually, I think some of what you just said about as far as the audits, that kind of goes along with the whole fraud thing as well, with what we were originally supposed to be discussing. So I guess we got kind of sidetracked with the audit, but I thought that would be good also to just touch on it. But as far as right now, I know that there's a lot of business owners applying for the different loans and so on that the government has been offering, or even other entities are offering, such as, what is it, the Paycheck Protection Loan, and then there's the I'm not certain of the other one's name. Is it like the
EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan, something like that?
Right.
Yeah, the 10,000, up to 10,000. Yeah.
So now, what are some things or some ways that, you know, people can possibly fall into traps with this, or, you know, things to be mindful of? Just basically, you know, fill us in. Nobody wants to get caught slipping in this.
So it's really sad to see that a lot of small businesses have been denied, have not been able to secure a loan for the simple fact that they don't have their books and records together, and they can't provide a balance sheet or a profit and loss income statement, and they're getting denied, and they're not eligible for these loans. So you can run a small business. It's cute to get the website, it's cute to get the name and the logo and get the pretty colors together, but now what about the ugly part, the books and records? Nobody wants to deal with that. And then again, you have these fly-by-night bookkeepers who are waiting until the end of the year to get it all together, and now they're overload and they didn't get to you, so now you can't get the loan. So the most important part is keeping your books and records together all year long. It's not negotiable. It really is. It, you know, if you have an investor, say you come hard, you know, you can't get money and you have an investor, he's going to want to see where you're at that moment in time. You're not going to say, give me 2 weeks, I got to get my books together. He's going to look at you like, I thought this was business.
Right. You're not responsible.
You're not responsible. You're being very negligent to your business. So keeping good books and records and having them readily available is the most important part of these loans that are out there with the PPP, the EIDL, is being able to produce a simple P&L statement, giving a snapshot of your income and your expenses for your business at any given time. So get it together. That's all. That's all I can say. I feel really bad because you see businesses closing. You see people, you know, just not able to secure funds because they didn't keep their books and records together. And then they tell you that they have an accountant and they have a bookkeeper, and I'm like, where? How? It's sad. So get your books and records together. Keep your receipts. Keep your documentation secure, so you can secure the loans and, you know, have a profitable business. And the PPP is amazing because it's almost 100% forgivable. So forgiven. So you may not have to pay it back if you're using it in the right way and you're able to prove that you're using it in the right way, or at least up to 75% to start. So you have to really be on top of your stuff, especially your books and records, when it comes to an audit, when it comes to financial fraud within your business and securing these loans. Because once you're hands-on within your business, everything else comes simple. Once you have your books and records together, everything else comes very easily. So you just want to make sure that you have your books and records together and you're able to produce at least a P&L, a true P&L and balance sheet.
Anya, did you have something? I had a question, but I didn't want to. Okay, because just as you were saying that about like we our guest last week, we kind of discussed the loans then, and she was telling us that you had to use at least 75%, or well, for the funds that you received, if it was through the PPL loan, that you'd have to 75% of that would need to go to payroll, basically. And so I just wanted to know, gosh, look, trying to get that out now. I forgot what my question was, but it was kind of like along the lines, but she was also saying that we don't know, as much about these loans right now because it is kind of new. And of course, I mean, she doesn't work within your field. So just kind of wondering, with your background, one thing that I know a lot of people have been kind of just throwing around, thinking about that same fact right there about the 75%. Is it really possible, like for the IRS or the government, to just come in and take everything if it does show that 75%, was not used towards paying employees?
So it doesn't work where they're just going to come and take everything, but I would say a lot of these businesses are going to get audited to be sure that the money went to where it's supposed to be. See, I don't prepare tax returns. I'm old. I'm an auditor. So if you get an audit, I prepare you for an audit. I help get you prepared for an audit for, unfortunately, Anya, when people go missing on you and they tell you you're on your own, people come to me and ask for help. So I always study the tax law afterwards. Right now, there's a lot of, people in the hype, and I'm just getting I'm skimming the surface. I'm not getting really deep into it, not until I have an issue with it, and not until it's set in stone. They're putting out a lot of information, but it's also changing daily, which is
That's what she said.
Yeah, it's changing daily. It's the government. I don't know what else to say about that. It's the government. They put it out there, and they put it out there fast. And they didn't have enough time to think about all the holes in it. And unfortunately, now they're getting the holes, and they're trying to fill it in as they go. One of the issues that I had, from what I'm hearing, is it's supposed to be a small business loan. Small, poquito business. Harvard, Ruth Chris. What happened to small? I know there's different regulations, but you're not helping the economy the way that you should. You're not helping the people that really need it. Come on, Harvard, Ruth Chris. I mean, I love me some steak from Ruth Chris, but yes, but that's not helpful to who really needs it. Right. They have reserve. They have to have reserve. I eat there too often. They have reserve. So there's too much going on with that. So I try to leave that alone. I haven't really been securing clients on that unless they need their books and records to get together, because I clean them up, make them pretty, make them nice, get your statements together. But as far as doing the loan, I'll study the law when it's solid. Right now it's too messy. I don't have time for that.
What type of things do you see? Is there like one type of fraud that people always seem to get caught up on? And maybe it's people that's doing right and people that's doing wrong, but that people usually get caught up on?
The bookkeeping department, their accounting department, unfortunately, because again, you put a lot of trust in your accountant that you forget to check up with your accountant. You forget to check your own books and records. So what I see a lot where I work is the bookkeeper done paid off their Mercedes-Benz, paid off their school loans, paid off their house, put their children through college, and you didn't know that as a business owner because you didn't double check. You didn't have anybody double check. You didn't have internal controls. You didn't have anything. One person issue the check, sign the check, cash the check, everything. So that the accounting department is infamous for financial fraud. It's infamous for financial fraud, unfortunately. And it can come in so many different ways. It can come in double endorsed checks. Like I said, you can pay your expenses and they not even know. It's just so many refunds. That's it's not new, but seeing it a lot more often. Are people just issuing refunds, frivolous refunds to themselves, employees issuing frivolous refunds to themselves. Then you have just straight larceny, which is taking it out of the account. Yeah. So Financial fraud is the scariest part, and it's even more scary when you're not in a good relationship with, or don't have a open relationship with your accountant, because your accountant has access to your bank card, your bank account, your credit card, your children's, and everything else of that nature. And if you don't know what's happening in your own business and you're being negligent, how you gonna prove it's me?
Right. Agreed.
Good luck with that.
I don't know what happened with Fancy, but it says that we're still live, so we're going to keep going with the interview. So you have given us some great things. So tell us about your business.
So Miss Tammie M is a small business that I started basically to help small business owners, because there's way too many small business owners that aren't educated. There's way too much small business owners who say that they can't afford the bookkeeper, they can't afford the accountant, they can't afford it. And I understand, but it doesn't make it, so you still need the education. So I try to offer affordable services. Like I have a subscription where you can call me and ask me 2 questions out of the month, anything about your books and records, and we can sit down and chop it up. Whether it be your books and records, whether it be tax questions, whether it be business planning, whatever it is, let's talk, get all your questions. You can call me 2 times, which is like every other week, throughout the month, and we'll chop it up and discuss whatever you want to discuss. So I always advise people when they get that subscription, keep all your questions. Don't call me, 2 days in a row and then we're done. No, write them down, get a book. Let's talk every other week, and let's, answer the questions and give you some advice. So that is basically me trying to help out small businesses. Hey, girl. As much as I can in an affordable way, because an accountant.
Okay, dude.
You froze again, but we can kind of see you over there.
Should I keep going? Should I just keep going?
Yes.
Okay. I also have the tax audit defense. Because I worked with the IRS, I know what the IRS is looking for when it comes to an audit. I used to be the auditor, the person issuing the letter, conducting the audit. So I help small businesses or individuals whose accountant, unfortunately, like in your case, just said you're on your own. Because in all honesty, from the 6 years that I worked there, a lot of the preparers don't know the law. They know how to put it together and make it look pretty and package it and send it out. That's the easy part. Right. But when it comes down to actually knowing the law, knowing the limitations, knowing the amounts that you can and cannot put in, knowing what's deductible and what's not, they make it look pretty. Oh, yeah, we're going to deduct those shoes. No, it's not uniform. It's just a pair of Jordans that cost you $400 because they're retro, but you want them to work one day, right? That doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, because the IRS agents are trained, like 9 months worth of training away from home. They seclude you by yourself, trained for this. So it's like, you can say, and I hear this all the time, oh, well, it's only this amount of money for one item. Now let me go and find out how many other items are just this little bit amount of money. That adds up. And they don't tend to see that. And unfortunately, we have a lot of preparers making it seem like it's okay. It's not okay, because it's going to end up being a tax deficiency with penalties and interest owed by you, not you.
Right.
So I assist taxpayers, small businesses who have an audit get ready with the IRS, to get ready for their audit with the IRS. So there's also the bookkeeping service, the basic stuff, business planning, all of that, your basic accounting, and also forensic accounting. I call it a second set of eyes, where if you do have a bookkeeper and or accountant in place, I just come in once a quarter, take a look through your books to make sure that the deposits are going where they need to be, the expenses, the income and outcome is good, your cash flow, make sure that it's all good and it's where it's supposed to be. Make sure the categorization is right, because it stinks when it's the end of the year and the categorization and nothing is reconciled and everything is in a mess and you have to redo everything. So if you have somebody come in, once a quarter to just take a look and catch it while it's in the process, it helps out at the end of the year.
Right. So small businesses, you need her, especially if you don't have someone to work with on the day-to-day. Her name is Miss Tammie M. I'm looking at your thing. It's www.mstammiem.com. And her Instagram is Miss MSTAMMIEM. I say that for all the people who, because we have audio also. So I always like to spell it out. Thank you. My last question is, well, I got two last questions, I guess. My last question is, in a small business, should you have a business account, or is it okay to keep your business account with your personal?
Separate it.
Separate it.
Period. Nothing else to say. Separate it.
All right.
It's actually your it's due diligence. It's negligent if you don't.
Okay. So is there anything that you haven't covered with us today that you would like to make sure that our audience knows?
Oh yeah, how did I forget this? I have a product that I've been working on forever. I use it in my own business. It's called the Schedule C workbook for the small businesses. For those that cannot afford an accountant, cannot afford a bookkeeper, this workbook literally it should be your life as a small business without an accountant, without a bookkeeper. You can track all of your expenses on the line items. It's separated out. It gives you your self-employment tax as you input information. It gives you a P&L statement, and it also gives you what your Schedule C should look like. So when you do drop off your documentation to your preparer at the end of the year, you can compare the two. So you can see if they're trying to, mess with the numbers a little bit just to help you out. It's not helping you out when there's an audit. It's really not. So Schedule C workbook is my baby, my product as an accountant that I'm so proud of, that I look at it every day and just work on it all the time. But it is up on my website. And if you are a small business without a bookkeeper, without an accountant, definitely need to check out the product. It will help you out so much.
I'm going right after this because I only have a CPA to do my taxes. And since I'm so small, and I literally, for my business, we have this business. Well, this is Fancy's business. I'm sorry. I have my own individual business, and I just got an LLC last month. And now I'm like, okay, stop, pause. Before it was a sole proprietorship. Now it's LLC. So I'm definitely going to need that. And I see Sharona says that she needs that too. Thank you so much. And I'm going to be in touch with you because I'm coming to get that product. Seriously.
Absolutely.
I need it. I'm like, right after this, I'm going to be checking to see the price and everything, see when I can schedule that in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Sometimes we have them, sometimes we don't. Child, we just keep going.
Everybody's online. Nothing is working right. Like, girl, pray. Everybody pray.
That's right. That's right. So I thank you for your time. Thank you for being our guest, and you have a good one.
Yes, you too. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. So look like I'll be finishing out everything. Just to give you our sponsor for today is 8 Figured. We didn't get a chance to give you our new sponsor at the time because we Fancy has this thing about not having people wait. So I commend her on that. So we missed that sponsor, and it is 8 Figured. Their website is www.8figured.com. Their Instagram is 8 Figured brand. 8 Figured is a fitness apparel brand. The 8 Figured mindset is all about accepting who you are and being an engineer of the body you are given. Self-love, acceptance, and self-respect. It's also about being resilient and bouncing back from the things life throws at us. These experiences may bend us, but they do not have to break us. That's a 8 Figured mindset. So you guys contact our sponsor for today, 8 Figured. I know I need to for the apparel, right? We have our second sponsor is credit repair consultant, Sandee-Payne Felder. Her Instagram is at Sandee, SANDEE_P1810. And those numbers are the numbers. It says, are you looking for another stream of income? At Sandee-P1810 is looking for business partners in all 50 states. Whether you want to pursue a part-time or full-time career, she is looking for individuals who are serious business-minded, self-motivated, and coachable. Keep your income options open. Do you know the average millionaires have about 7 streams of income? If you're serious about investing in yourself, repairing your own credit, and earning income, contact Sandee, SANDEE _P1810. Text or DM agent to 757-337-1263. Serious inquiries only, please. Must be a U.S. citizen, 18 or plus. Sometimes I struggle with the reading. Just to give y'all a little background, I am dyslexic, but I work through it, and I work through it while I'm reading. So that's why sometimes I struggle doing things and even pronouncing some things, because I can see it in my mind and I can start trying to pronounce it, but then the numbers sometimes switch up on me. And that's that. Fancy was wearing Hook a Sister Up shirt tonight. She didn't get a chance. I don't know if you got to see it. It was a really cute jazzy shirt. It was a really cute jazzy shirt that she had on. But if you're interested in their product, it is at Hook, HOOK _A_SISTA_up. Hook a Sister Up. As always, we do have our Never Thirsty mugs, tumblers on sale now. $35, and you can get it personalized. My light, y'all, I have to get my light together because you can't see it as I want y'all to see it. But anywho, be sure to go to swagher.net to find out all the different products that they have on sale. Also, to check out the new news stories and different topics that they are showing on there. Don't forget, Swagher's Instagram page is Swagher Magazine. You can catch them on Facebook at quotation Swagher in quotation. You can catch me at any time. Lady CEO, lady spelled with an I, LADI. On Facebook, it is Lady, LIDI, CEO. On Instagram, it is lady.ceo. Twitter, it is I am a lady CEO. I am _A_C lady CEO. And you can catch me on YouTube at any time, and it is Lady CEO Media. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will be back next Tuesday, as always, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See y'all later. Bye.